I had
yeah.
39 meaningless calls.
Yeah. Like I let my voicemail fill up, bro. And people like your inbox is full. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, that's what it is.
How many people can ask me for spots on shows, man? I'm tired.
It's not even the shows. It's I have other, I'm a hustler too. I have other things going. I got to keep my bag up, and sometimes over accessibility is can really get to you mentally. Like last year, I don't want to say a mental breakdown, but like I went through a bout where I just kind of wanted to crawl into a closet and just like not see anybody, bro. Like, this year I've increased. Hey, what's up? Hey, so here's the weird thing about Facebook. If we in the group, we don't get to see your name. So if you want to let us know who it is, whoever just said, "Hey, yo," I'm assuming that's Minnie or Daniel. But thanks for joining us. But yeah, man, like I got bombarded with so many freaking calls. I just was like, look, I don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't. Is that Janelle? I don't know who that. I don't know. It says Facebook user. Like I don't know who it is. Yep. Daniel, thanks for watching on YouTube, Daniel, so we can see your name. See how that works? Facebook user. Anyway. Nolly. Oh, what's up, Nolly? Oh, Nolly, our good friend Nolly.
For this roast session.
But we're so happy.
Look, came back from Ghana. This nigga is lying in Swahili now. Yeah. Okay. Yo,
hey, what's up, Mark? It's my boy Mark, my cousin Mark, brother Mark, St. Louis. You probably are you in U City right now? Yes, my dog. He right in the old hood, up in U City. Where are you at right now, man? Mark, you right there off of 8 Deuce, bro? My man. Yes. Go to YouTube, man. Follow. So we just had our show, all right, just to kind of bring up some of the things we talked about. We had special guest Adam Murray from Stranger Things, blessed us with some gems, told us how he got not necessarily how he got the role, but what all went into the roles. We talked about Nope, which the folks on this panel are just completely wrong about. Like this movie was dope, and there's no reason to say anything other than that. Yes, he's back in the Deuce. That's what's up, bro. Yo, pick me up. Go to the Chinaman, go to Changhua, and get me a special. All right, I want pork fried rice. I want a St. Paul. Buy the chopsticks for me, and go ahead and bring them by 8140, homeboy. And I'll see you at the end of the day. All right, homeboy. All right.
Hey, cuz make that nigga come to St. Louis, man. Like yo, for real, like yo, cause after a while of not being home, man, niggas start revoking your card, and you don't even realize it till you come back, and they be like, "Who you?" You be like,
"How you going to St. Louis for Chinese food?"
Nigga,
I don't feel like that's what they know for.
Oh wow, yes we are. Like, ask anybody, if you ask anybody from St. Louis, Chinese food, believe it or not, even though it's not China, is like one of the staples.
It's like New York. It's like New York with Chinese.
Like New York pizza. Like New York has this pizza thing. Mm-hmm. St. Louis has this Chinese food thing. And
I got ribs. Yeah, I got too many things. Just have the
that rib thing is these are marketing ploys from these different restaurants that want to make names, that want to make money off of. We do have a style of ribs. We do have a style. But we're not like, hey guys, I'm cooking St. Louis ribs. I'm like, we're having a barbecue. You know,
it's ribs, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Now we are thin crust lovers. When it comes to pizza, we do thin crust. There's a franchise called Emo's in St. Louis that if you're a St. Louis native or resident and don't know what Emo's is, you will get your card revoked immediately. All right, it's Emo's is the staple. Like on the box, it has the arch on it.
The St. Louis
but Chinese food. And here's one thing I never really thought about. When we was in school, there was always like 1 or 2 Asians like in class.
Yeah.
And we never really put it together. Like, oh, that's what's the name of them son from Changhua. we never.
There's a Chinese restaurant in every plaza. Where are all these Chinese people at? I never seen these niggas at the movies. I never seen these niggas at the show. They don't go out to Chili's. They be eating their ramen in the store, and they don't go out to eat. They don't do none of that.
Yeah, my brother Mark, who's in the comments, is like my longest term. Like we saw Ghostbusters together when it was in the theater. Like this is my boy. Like we went to summer camp. He still lives in the same neighborhood I grew up in. He's holding it down, and he's in here right now. I'm happy as hell. I don't see his name, but he's the last one to comment. He's put Emo's on there. So my dog, love you, homeboy. I hope to see you soon.
Shout out to Mark, man, for being a real St. Louis you know what I'm saying, resident. Because this nigga ain't been home in 22 years. He ain't like, he don't know. Like he remembers Evo's because that was the last time he seen you, ain't it, Mark? Like,
wow.
Yo,
Okay.
Yo, all I'm saying is go home. You traveling the world, but you won't go home. Go home.
Oh my bad. You must be broadcasting from Trenton, from Newark right now, right? That's where you at.
But I've been home. I've been home. Yo, like if I go home, they be like, "Oh, yo, nigga, did we just see you?"
Me too. Exactly. They be like, "Hey, Vinny, yeah, what up, little Vinny? It's Vinny." But they'll probably be like, "Yo, it's Vince Taylor's son." Like most folks know my dad a lot more than they knew me because I was so quiet when I was in St. Louis. But Mark was one of the few folks that I opened up to. But yeah, man, they well, to get back on why Ty is wrong about Nope. First of all, I gotta roll up for this, so because I don't want to like have a blood.
All right, so listen, why he does that, since he should have already had that done. But we listen, we ain't gonna get on that because he acted like he wanted to smoke, then he pump fake. So I'm gonna give him all the smoke. I'm gonna give him all the smoke. First of all, I'm gonna start from the very beginning. I'm not gonna do the whole movie because my man Kevin still is yet to see it, and I want him to have his own opinion. But I think once he hears a lot of these facts that I'm about to drop, it's gonna be tough, man.
I'm gonna let you know after I watch it too if it's fact or fiction what you spitting.
I bet.
Yes, please.
So first and foremost,
and hold up, and watch it with an unobjective eye, Kevin. I know you already have.
That's gonna be real hard with both of y'all.
All right, well, look,
devils and angels.
I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna do you one solid, Kevin. I'm gonna formulate what I saw based on how I went into the movie, which was I had no opinions of the movie when I went into the movie. So I'm gonna take you on this journey with me. So I went into the movie. I didn't even have no popcorn, man, or no drink. You know why? You know why? Because I ate before I came, and I was good.
This
so I said, look, I don't want no reason for me to go away from the movie, have to step out. If I get a drink, I might have to go to the bathroom, and that'll be I was already ready. You dig? This is the mindset I was in.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right. So I get to the movie, right? I'm in the good seat. I don't have nobody around me, so I know it's gonna be a good evening. So I'm watching the movie. The movie comes on. Bam. Comes on. It's pretty slow, pretty chill. You see the landscape. You see what you're looking at, which is a lot of nothing. But it's cool. Then something happens. Oh, don't get us killed. But yo, so something happens, right? So you like, okay, all right. So this is where we going. All right, cool. If this is where we going, I'm excited. Well, that happens, and then it drags.
Oh my god!
And then it drags, and then it drags. So I'd say for the first 8 minutes of it, you get a little action. Then for about 45 minutes straight, it drags. Like it drags. You do not see these beings that he's talking about until a good hour into hour, maybe, and you don't even really see it then. You know what I'm saying?
Every
to be honest
alien movie, bro. I don't even like alien movies. Yo, that's the problem with all of them. If you watch Signs, you don't see the alien until the last 10 minutes of the movie. Right. Every single alien movie, they do that. And it's not even just alien movies, monster movies too. Like Jaws, he's only in that movie for 8 minutes of that entire movie.
Remember Army of Thieves or Army of what was it? Army of what was the one movie with Daniel
the most recent one?
Army of
the Dead, right?
Army of the Dead, yeah. Like we didn't see the tiger and all that stuff. And then what's the movie with Chris Pratt where he was where he
I hate that nigga. I don't know
the movies where he went into the past or the future or whatever and had to fight the future. And you didn't get to see like the creatures until like well into the future.
Jurassic Parks and Recreation.
I don't know. Nah, but anyway. Go ahead, continue though. Continue.
The funny part about all of those movies that you guys mentioned, you're absolutely right. But it even before you see these things, they've given you pretty much an idea of what it is that you're going to encounter by the time you encounter it. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's to the point where you didn't actually visualize it the exact way that they portrayed it to you. A lot of times, once you get to that point, you're like, all right, it's time. Like you've alluded enough. You've given me enough like little like tidbits here and the little signs here and sounds here to the point where it's like, all right, I know this is where we're at. Whatever genre it is, whether it's horror, whether it that's
Tomorrow War. That's right.
you get a lot of what you're going to experience by that time in the movie. This wasn't that. A lot of the time in the movie was just spent in useless. It was just useless footage and stuff. Like there's a whole nother experience that happens that everybody seems to think was like so horrific and so and maybe it may be to some people who come into it and are a little lighthearted. You might be like, ooh, that's a little crazy. But ultimately, this is something that happens traditionally a lot with people that are in close contact with animals. After a while, so the animal gets tired of being around people, and it's no different. It's no different. It's nothing different in those regards. So, I personally did not like Daniel Kaluuya's what you see right there, where he's just looking very nonchalant. That is his attitude the entire movie. This face is what you get the entire movie. Am I lying, Vince? Am I
No, you're
lying?
not. That is true. That is true.
That's his go-to face. But you brought up a great point. Besides the Black Messiah, that is his go-to face.
Well,
I think
he
he
needs
loves
to change
that
that
face.
go-to face. That go-to face needs a little adjustment because I saw him on a wing eating competition and he was smiling and had a lot of
you know how niggas feel about chicken though. That's not fair. That's not fair.
You gonna sit and say that you saw a black man eating chicken and he was happy? Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is that I say that to say that he's capable of doing it. That's all I'm saying.
You put chicken in front of a nigga and he laughs.
So the movie needs more chicken. Is what I'm hearing.
Listen, hey, we got to put chicken on the set to keep him in better spirits. Then let's do it.
If Keke Palmer wasn't the alien at the end of the movie, if I don't find out a twist that she was working with the alien the whole time, I'm pissed off. I need a level twist when I watch a movie.
Well, let me tell you about Keke. I'll say this about Keke, right? Keke is great at being Keke.
Yes.
Like she's absolutely great at being herself.
She did her thing. Yeah.
Like she she did her thing because her thing was just being her.
It was a role that was natural. Yeah.
Step outside of the box of her acting skills.
But she literally was like,
hey, you could be yourself. Just be yourself. And
let's keep it real. Like she hasn't. Look, Ty, I hate to interrupt, but she doesn't get that opportunity. Like a lot of her movies, they involve a lot of which speaks to her reach or her range as an actor. A lot of her movies do not embody her personal what we would perceive as the same. Like this is the same girl who's interviewing people on the red carpet. This is the same girl who's on the daytime shows, and she was in this. She was acting just like what we see her natural role is. It wasn't like that in Akeelah and the Bee. It wasn't like that in the Tyler Perry movie. It wasn't like that in some of the other projects that I've seen her in. So
she don't get the credit that she deserves, man. She's in so many movies and she's been around for so long. Like she was a child actor. She was in Barbershop too, but like gosh, bro, she's been around for a long time and she knocks it out the park every time. But whether it's a Nickelodeon show, a Disney movie, or one of these blockbuster movies,
she doesn't knock it out the park.
So I was with you, Kev, about her getting her credit. I think when you've been in the game as long as she's been in the game, because she was a child actor and she did come up in the ranks, you definitely are, should give a veteran respect for putting in their work. The reason she doesn't get the recognition that you guys are talking about is because outside of Akeelah the Bee, which let's be honest, was a great movie, and as a little kid, she didn't have to do much but spell And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being, look, hold up. I say this with
You
the
shitting on
utmost
black girls, and
respect.
I don't like it, man.
I'm like,
I don't like
Hey,
it at
hold on,
all.
man.
I
Hold on,
say,
bro.
I say this with the utmost respect. Like, I'm not trying to like diminish what she did. I'm just saying that it was not anything out of the ordinary as far as children being casted in roles like that. So, like, the I think the storyline was brilliant, and how it was written was absolutely, who, I don't even remember who the director was of Aquila to Be, but that it was a phenomenal movie. But outside of that, like, what huge roles does she have to where people can be like,
Yeah.
this was an outstanding role
Yeah.
for her. That's why she doesn't get the, if she did do those
That's
films
true.
and was out doing something other than being Kiki, because I see her in that same, with that same personality in almost everything that I've seen her in. And that's kind of what I'm saying as far as Kiki. You're not asking her to do anything out of the ordinary other than be yourself. And
Well,
that's cool.
I guess what we're trying to say is like you could like there even Aquila and the Bee, as simple as a script as you may claim it was, still could have been fucked up. It still could have had a child actor could have still played that in a manner that you were like, oh, this is a child actor instead of an established actor. And when you watch it with Aquila and the Bee, like, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Like, I saw the movie like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can barely even remember it.
I never seen that shit. I don't even.
You ever seen
I don't
Losing
even like
Isaiah?
spelling.
You ever seen Losing Isaiah?
Is that that's not the one with Halle Berry? Is that a Halle Berry movie?
Halle Berry and the little boy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I only mention losing Isaiah because, again, these are child actors. When you have children actors, like, really, they're not asked to do too much because they're children actors. Like, you're like, it would be very irresponsible for a director to put too much on a child actor, because unless they're like really really good, and you
Tell
sometimes
that to
get
Drew
those.
Barrymore.
Yeah, that, shout out to Drew Barrymore. That is real talk. But like that's very great. That's no, it's true. No, Drew was acting at a very young age and killing it. Like, don't get it.
I feel like you out here giving white women praises. You giving white women praises and you shit on black women. I don't know
look,
if I'm not that, sir.
Look, I like Drew Barrymore.
Listen, I'm saying this. It's not about who. It's about their acting. What I'm saying is this: if Keke Palmer was doing the things that made her acting be at the forefront of when you hear Keke Palmer,
yeah,
like, that would have been what people would be talking about. But what I'm saying is, you're not asking her to do anything to show her range. You're asking her to just speak Kiki. And that's all she had to do on this role, was just be Kiki.
That's so hard, bro.
Nah,
I was with you. I was playing around, but I will say, as an actor and a stand-up comic, it is easy to be somebody else. It is hard to be yourself. Every time I get on stage, I'm just trying to be myself up there, and that is a hard thing to do, man. And especially acting. I've done roles where they're like, "Oh, yo, you're playing you. You're playing you," and I'm like, I don't know how to be me. Like, what do you want me to do? So that I will say that there is an art form to being able to just be free and let loose on that stage.
You're right, Kevin, but that's something you should be able to perfect if you've been doing it since you were like 5.
Yeah, you're right.
But you haven't played yourself since you were 5.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's what he's trying to say.
That's not true. She did. She had her own show. Kiki had her own show where she played herself. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
I got the same IMDb pulled
up.
Yo,
you forget Kiki is what, Nickelodeon or Disney? She's one of them.
She did both. She did True Jackson VP on Nickelodeon and the Jump In movie on Disney Channel.
But these weren't her. She was a star in the show, but it wasn't a show about her as who she like.
Yes, it was
as Keke Palmer.
Oh my God, bro! All
right, now let me ask you this. Look, I'm showing right now on the screen. There's 4 different projects that Keke Palmer was in. How many of those have you seen?
I've seen Hustlers.
I saw Alice and I saw Hustlers.
Oh, all right. Well, then y'all see more than me. Then never mind. I ain't seen none of this shit.
I wasn't particularly impressed with the movie.
And listen, if you watch Alice, guess who you gonna see? The same girl you just saw in the movie you just saw.
All right. So you think it's a matter?
But again, it's I get it, and I want to big up my sister. I want to big up my brother. I want to big up everybody in this movie. I personally did not like it. I just want Jordan Peele to be responsible and start going back to being with his creativity. Make it make sense too. At the end of the day, make it make sense. If you want to represent me, bro, represent me to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me half-ass shit and then expect me to come in.
How is it half-ass? I just don't get the half-ass aspect of it. What do you not understand?
Well, so you're gonna tell me you were satisfied with the way that this organism looked like when it finally opened up and you finally saw what it looked like, bro?
Yeah. I mean, no, was I satisfied? Would it be nice to have more of a backstory as to what the organism was? Sure. But do I allow that to deter me from the entirety of the movie? Absolutely not. I don't think that the movie was a movie about the alien, or about the being or whatever it was. The movie is about the experience of the ranch dealing with whatever the fuck this was. And I've seen movies like this before where they don't always give you the full-throated definition of whatever it was that we just experienced. We just know we just experienced some weird shit and we dealt with it. Look, we could say the same about Stranger Things. We don't know exactly what the fuck Vecna really is. We just know that he was killed. He was number one, and now he's metastasized into some evil ass being. But there's so many questions in that shit too. But we don't hold the Duffer Brothers as accountable as we're trying to hold Jordan Peele, and I just think it's unfair.
Well, I think it's also fair to say that Stranger Things is a 4-season series. And you've had a lot of stuff that kind of makes sense by the time it gets to that point. Again, and then you have a movie that ran 2 hours and 15 minutes that literally gave you nothing, but yet I'm supposed to
nothing. Nothing.
Bro, what I'm saying is from the sense of you're just throwing a whole bunch of ideas out and with no context to what's going on in the story. That's what I'm saying. Listen, can I just say that sometimes me, being a person who's watched so many movies over the years, just appreciates good writing. And then and at the end of the day, when you have a black director come out with some shit, I'm ready to be jumping like out of my skin for it. But at the same time, I don't want to jump out of my skin and give you the false idea that what you put out was just this superb work.
Okay.
And that's what from that.
What genre would you consider this movie? Do you consider this a horror film or sci-fi or
sci-fi thriller?
Sci-fi thriller. Okay.
Here's my problem. All right. When you just said, man, there's so many questions I got. All right. So what part of the storyline were the holes in? Now let's take the entity out, the alien, the whatever you want to call it, the balloon, the cloud, that aspect out. We know it didn't have an origin story, and we know we ended up not knowing exactly how it was classified because, frankly, that's their point of view because they don't know in this story. So how could they tell you what it is if they never learned? What other aspect of it made it so that there were plot holes? I have a couple of. Myself.
I mean, I could just give you look. I'll just give you simple ones, like just simple. Where did Kiki come from? How did Kiki get to the studio?
Again, Kiki came from.
No. I'm just saying, how'd she get there? Did Kiki have a car at?
Oh my God! Really?
I'm just saying.
Really? Did she get dropped up in the Uber?
Hold on. They live out in the middle of no fucking where. Yeah, it matters.
It matters. You didn't ask that about anybody else.
Listen, she was never there at the house. Where did she come from?
She Ubered. She drove. She got a ride. She took the bus. What difference does it make? Like, that's that big of a deal? Like, how she got to the studio?
Listen, I'm giving you the.
Oh, my God. Nigga, you petty as fuck right now.
Yo, bro, this is not petty, bro. They're in it. If you see everything in the back out here, right? They're in the middle of fucking nowhere, bro.
So there's no cars in the middle. Look at this, a van right there, nigga.
bro.
Oh my God! They rode horses in the nigga.
She came from nowhere with no whip, no nothing.
All right. She teleported from nowhere. Nigga, give me a break, bro. It's fucking 2022. You think she couldn't just drive a car? Like that's really a hole in the feet in this shit for you? Is how she got there?
Ty, what else you got? That don't seem like it's the end of the world. That don't seem like it's the end of the world.
At the end of the day, man, like there's a whole
how did she get there?
You never discuss, and you want to.
When did they move into the ranch?
Okay,
when did they? How did the dirt get on the floor?
Hold on.
Where the mountains came from?
Yeah, come on, man.
Right,
at the end of the day, there's nothing else going on in the storyline. There's nothing. At the end, what else is going on? What is the purpose?
Kevin, please see this movie.
What's up with the chick with the veil that they keep showing in the trailer? Does she look like a zombie?
Okay. All right. So, do you want to know? Are you cool with spoilers?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So in this show, did you watch Walking Dead?
A little bit.
All right. You know the character that played Glenn. The I don't know his exact Asian origin or even if it's important, but the character that played Glenn, he was a child actor in this movie. He's a future version of a child actor, and one of the things that happened that ended one of the shows that he was on was that the monkey that was the star of the show went literally ape shit and pulled the whole Oprah pulling the monkey face off shit. And so one of the characters on that show came to one of his presentations that he was given on the he owns like a circus or some sort of ranch or some shit, and she showed up to one of his presentations where he basically feeds the alien this unknown entity horses. You know what I'm saying? And so it had the veil over her face because her shit was still fucked up because the monkey back when it went ape shit on the show had like fucked her face up, so she wasn't trying to show it, and so that was the backstory behind that.
Oh, and so she's not even an alien or a monster or nothing. She's
just a side story. She's just something in her.
I hate this movie. I hate this movie.
She's the side story to this monkey story that gets beefed up more than it should because you never see the monkey again. You never see the monkey again, so he has really no relevancy outside of the fact.
I will say that was a little disconcerting. That there was a lot that I will agree with you on that part. That there was a heavy focus on this monkey. There was a whole scene which is chilling that made my daughter cry and gave her nightmares, and made me feel like a bad dad for bringing her to the movie she asked me to see. But yeah, it basically was like they showed the scene where the monkey went ape shit, and it is, come on, Ty, even you got to admit that was a good scene. Even you got to admit that the way that scene was shot was chilling as fuck, and that it was very realistic and very heart-wrenching to watch the way it happened, and even you got to give it a little bit of props. That one scene, maybe not the whole movie, but at least that one scene was well shot, right?
I mean, the whole scene, the way it was shot was decent, man. Like it wasn't again. It just for me didn't seem like it fit. And again,
that part was weird. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, what is this fit?
Not just that. So the explanation for the organism was that it was territorial, and that it was. Matter of fact, extremely territorial was the words that was used. Yeah, that anything that was in its vicinity it would attack. Now, this is the part that I have a problem with. They say that this thing was there for 6 months. That wasn't that how many time how much long they said it was?
At least because that was the time they knew it was there from when it fucked up his pops. So we know it's 6 months from that.
When it fucked up his pops, and that was accidental because really all it does is it eats whatever it eats and then it flushes itself. And so when it flushes itself, because it comes out from so high, whatever comes down, if you're under it, you might die. Right. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what he's flushing. So this is where I had a problem because they said it was extremely territorial.
Right.
But it was there for 6 months, literally right over the horizon from their farm. They have a farm full of horses, yet the thing wasn't eating their horses. Like that, right. It didn't start eating the horses until after the death of the father, which would have been after that time. So it was like a lot of the when it said this is going on and this is what it is with the thing, it didn't make sense. None of it made sense, and you was just like, I'm just supposed to just breeze past that, like that. I mean, like you didn't just.
But it did make sense. I mean, you're thinking territorial as in over this particular ranch, but I think in territorial in terms of the ground that it covered, because it was still over the old boys ranch and it was still eating those horses. You know what I'm saying? Korean.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was feeding, but he was feeding up the horses and everything like that. But my the point was at when it finally did wreck all havoc, there was no like nothing that happened because remember it started wrecking havoc before it did what it did at Old Boys Ranch. You did?
True.
So it was already going on its nightly hunts or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it.
All right. Well, is there anything that's redeemable about this movie at all for you? Is there anything? I mean, did you hate all of it, or
I've seen Daniel Kaluuya do way better jobs and shit. I've seen him do way better job, and this like especially I feel like coming off of Judas and the Black Messiah and all the stuff that everybody's been talking about. Like people are like have been labeling him like, yo, he's the second coming, he's the next guy up, all of that. And then to see you so just disconnected. And if that's your Daniel Kaluuya face, but we need to work. We need to work. We need to work. We need to work. Because it was very simple. He didn't have there was nothing in this. Like this was him the whole movie.
How much of that do you attribute to the director though? Because I mean, the director ultimately tells the actor what to do, how to act, what to how to come across.
Well, who's the director?
Jordan Peele.
Exactly. I think that's where we started this at.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we started this whole
full circle.
Yeah, we thank you for bringing it right back to what I said in the initial, which is laziness. You need to get on top of your stuff.
We need to hold Jordan Peele accountable.
Yeah, come on, man. That's all.
Look, Kev, I don't know if you need tickets. I know you ain't hurting over there, bro. I've seen your house. You're doing all right. You can go see this movie today. I really want to hear.
Yeah.
Even if you just text me.
Yeah.
Take your girl if she ain't seen it yet out to see. Nope. And I would really like to hear I would like to hear both of your opinions of how this movie came. Now, I already know that you're coming into it as not really a Jordan Peele fan as of right now. You know what I'm saying? I still love it. I do still think that he is though, Ty. He's paving the way for me and you as writers, right? He's paving the way for me and you because he's showing that we have a seat at the table, and especially now that we can say we can do things better. You know what I'm saying? Ty and I are in the process of making multiple projects that we want to present to Hollywood.
This is why I feel the way that I feel about these type of things, Kevin, because I'm looking at it from that standpoint.
Thanks.
Like you're just being very lazy, sir. Like this is not it. This like you could easily throw this in there and it changes the whole way that a person views it because now they have a level of understanding. There's context to why this alien is here, or if this is what it is, or organism, why it's here. What is it? What more than just it's territorial, but this is humans are a sustenance. If they need to eat us for whatever reason, it ran away from its planet that was whatever. These are contextual things that have always, in sense, kind of been part of these stories when it comes to sci-fi. If this is a sci-fi thriller, these are simple parameters. These are not things that you have to like. I know he's trying to be like, oh, I'm an outside the box thinker, so I'm just going to do it like this, and make the audience should already be familiar with all of these things, so they should, I should make them work. They should be in the movie theater watching it, thinking the whole time they're watching a movie, because that's the type of movies I love to watch, is the ones that I can't enjoy, because if I miss a beat, then I might be confused the rest of the movie. I hate those type of movies. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I love that shit.
That's what.
Vince, sorry to cut y'all off. Did you see that the YouTube was down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I shouldn't have been on YouTube in the first place.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Fuck them. But thank you, for the heads up. Yeah, I like Game of Thrones, but I need to watch some of those episodes 3-4 times to know what the fuck is going on, because it's complex as shit. And there's even some folks who will go and be like, "Look, you need to research Game of Thrones and the timeline, the history, the families, the land, all that, just to be able to watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like that show is not a simple show. And I like that about it. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that I'm watching Star Wars 30 years after I first watched it. And I'm like, oh shit, that's what that was about. I didn't realize that. Like, this is about politics. This has nothing to do with stars. And this is he's the Senate. He calls himself the Senate. You know
I will say the difference between that is a Star Wars film can be enjoyed on its most basic element, but it also does pay off to core fans who are reading the comic books, reading the books, into the lore. It's good on many levels. When you have a movie that is just like, yo, you need to do research, you need to have outside information going in, you need to have a PhD and a master's degree to understand this, that is a little bit different.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. That's excessive. No one wants to be in there like that. You don't want to be over there like, I can't, like, oh my God. You don't want to sweat while you're watching a movie. You want to enjoy the movie. With all those other things you said, I totally agree with you, Vince. I think those are things, but those are things that you can at that point, you're usually in a position to say to rewatch it. And like with a Game of Thrones, let's be honest, people didn't just rewatch that to go figure out. They rewatched it because the shit was so fucking amazing that they were like, I did that just on certain episodes, just because the episode, I was like, was that just that good? No, it couldn't have been that good. Let me go watch that shit again. It was just that good. And I think a lot of people did that with Game of Thrones because it was so well written, it was so well acted. It was just like every week, it was episodic. So every week we looked forward to it. I know when it dropped every night, like we were ready, we were tuned in, like, oh, Game of Thrones, everybody shut the fuck up. It's Game of Thrones, like it. This was an event in most households in America. So these, I get it. I get it. But this, nope.
Okay.
2 hours and 15 minutes. For an hour of that, I was fighting sleep. And you know how I am in a movie.
Wow.
I was literally over there fighting sleep. I was like, I hope this gets better.
Well, listen,
that don't get me excited. Oh man.
Nah, hey, look, it's not often that we are completely opposites. Like we disagreed before, but we're complete opposites. I love this movie. I thought it was really good. I think that it's worthy of your time, money, and life risking to go to the theater even. But I could see Ty has some points. All right, we're not in disagreement about what the movie did. We're in disagreement of how of whether that's constituted as laziness or constitutes as art. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't think that the lack of content, the lack of context is a factor of laziness. I think that it is by design. I think it leaves room for interpretation. Sorry about my words not matching up with my face. But trust me, I am talking. I think that's where our disagreement comes in, is more the purpose behind the structuring of the script and the screenplay. I don't think that it's a result of laziness. I think it's deliberate, and I think that it's built for people such as myself who prefer to not be told everything and everything to be laid out flat, so it's so easy to understand. Like I don't mind having to forge my own opinion and to debate with those about what it actually was. I think that that's what some people do.
You know what I do after I watch a movie like that? I'll be honest with you. As soon as I get out of a movie, I will jump on and watch a review of the movie with spoilers, because I want to know what other people think, because I don't think I'm deep enough or complex enough to come up with these conclusions on my own. I need somebody else smarter than me to tell me what the fuck did I just watch.
That is hilarious.
And then I'm going to sound smarter than other people. I'm going to get on Facebook and be like, yeah, well, actually, this was a juxtaposition of the 1970s film.
Yo, I love that word.
This is a callback to Alfred Hitchcock's Birds. If you guys didn't know that, you're actually an idiot. So that's what I do.
All right. Full disclosure, my internet is giving me a hard time. I'm going to do something that I've never done. Now I'm going to break my fourth wall, and I'm going to come on the screen in another screen and see y'all down here. So y'all can see me, so?
Yeah, see you, hear you, all that good stuff.
So yeah, you
That
see how
other
I had
guy,
me and this guy over here. We ain't on the
black.
same. Oh, now you won't be on the same page. What the fuck wrong with you, bro? God damn. All right, well, I guess I can come back.
Hey, but before Kevin got to leave, man, I want to tap in on these Mark because
yes.
go see it, man, and Kevin, after you see it, come back and really let's have a good conversation about this because I really want to hear from somebody else who's going into it.
If y'all give me 40 minutes of Nope and 10 minutes of Marvel, I'm whooping both of y'all ass.
No, there's no time limit on this one. There's no time limit. We can go till whatever.
No, I can talk Marvel all day.
You want to how about we run back down that list?
Yes.
Is that good? Is that good? All
That'll work. That'll work.
It's not in the same order, so forgive me.
All right, cool.
But I know I put this one up. All right, and I can't remember if y'all said yup. If y'all said thumbs up,
that's a thumbs up for me. Is that a TV series or a movie?
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Starring Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm excited. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I'm excited. Right. So when we saw Falcon and Winter Soldier, the most exciting episode for me, I think, was either episode 1 or episode 2, when he was flying around as Falcon. And that little mini thing that detaches from his thing was like flying with him and doing all that extra shit that we never really seen it do. Like,
the red
like,
bird.
yo, if he has that,
he's been had that.
No. But what I'm saying is we saw the new suit. I'm saying he got the new suit. So I mean, I'm just saying, if they still incorporated that little thing with the suit, and he's got that as a bro, I'm here for that all day long. Because I'm telling you, for anybody who has not seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier series, go back and see. I believe it might be episode 1. It might be the very first episode.
Yeah, the very first scene.
And they are, oh man,
he's dipping through the airplanes, and he's doing
he's chasing the airplane. Yes, you never see. This is the first time you really appreciate Falcon's character at that very moment. You if you never were like a huge fan of him, then you'll be a fan of him now, man. I promise.
I don't. Okay, so you all remember I said I'm not that deep. I like poetry that rhymes. I think I also might be racist. I don't know. I think so. And I hope I'm not.
I hope not on this show.
I hope I'm not, because I don't want to see Anthony Mackie as Captain America. And I don't know if it's because, honestly, it has nothing to do with him being black. It has more to do with he's already Falcon to me, and I didn't like how he became Falcon. He stole some tech from a military job that he had, and he's a superhero. Doesn't that mean that other people also have those Falcon wings? Like, does anybody could do what you're doing? You're not special.
You're not mad at my man who did it to Iron Man? What's his name? Brody?
War Machine? No, that's my nigga. That nigga
War Machine did the same thing though, bro. He stole some shit.
But the thing is, anybody can be Iron Man. Tony Stark stands out because he's a genius. So it's like he's a billionaire, he's a genius, he got stuff. But like Anthony Mackie is just a military nigga. He couldn't even like run laps good. Like Captain America was lapping that nigga.
But does it? I mean, does it give you any pause that that's how it happened in the comic?
Doesn't he have powers in the comic a little bit, or no? It's all tech.
It's literally Falcon, and it's because Captain America is killed. And I mean, he doesn't die like he did in the multiverse.
Oh, you're talking about him becoming Captain America,
becoming Captain America.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with that. No, I'm gonna follow the story. I love Captain America. No, Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I really loved it for Winter Soldier. That's kind of my nigga.
I see it.
But I'm fine with him being Captain America. I just don't know like how excited I'm gonna be. Like Anthony Mackie's not like a compelling actor to me.
I've heard that. I will give you that. I will give you that all day. I've never felt that way about him either. But I think the progression that I saw from the movie to the TV show back to the center, because you gotta think they're gonna spend that money to make sure that the things, because they spent the money on the TV show. Why would you not spend the money on the movie?
But like, just give him a little bit of super soldier serum or something. Give him some steroids. He's just a regular dude.
He's not gonna take it. That's what makes him our Cap. Yeah. Is that he's not willing to go that route.
Yo, and how dare you? Okay, how dare you just sit here in the same sentence praise Iron Man, who has zero powers.
Yep.
All right. Tony Stark has no powers.
Yeah.
All right. And still is one of the best Avengers and shoot down Black Cap.
Tony
Sam
Stark has a
Wilson.
suit of armor with
Yeah,
proton lasers and beams and shit.
Wakandan armor, my friend.
Yeah,
You're not giving this.
Yeah, he's got vibranium on right now,
I
bro.
want you to think.
Yeah,
this
but
through.
he ain't like an excellent marksman. He ain't a martial artist or nothing. He just another nigga in a suit. Black Panther is trained in like 100 different styles of martial arts. Black Panther is a problem. But T'Challa is a problem, and he's proficient. This dude went to universities. Like Anthony Mackie, I'm not even gonna call that nigga whatever his name is in the movie. What's his name?
All right, here's what's happening right now, Ty. Kevin is not feeling that Anthony Mackie is. He would prefer it to be like, you know what I'm saying.
He would prefer it to be Chris
Michael
Evans.
J. White. If Michael J. White was playing Falcon, I would eat that up.
With Chris Evans.
I think that's what's going on.
I don't even like Chris Evans like that. Chris Evans is not another teen movie to me, so it's like it was hard.
He's the perfect score for me, yo. Him and Scarlett Johansson was both in the perfect score.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
Hold on, Vinny, because we not just going to overlook this. So, Kevin, you don't want Chris Evans, you don't like Anthony Mackie. So, who do you want to be Captain America? Who should they cast as Captain America?
You know what? I don't have an answer for that. I'm fine if Anthony Mackie's gonna do it, but like, go to college or something, nigga. Like, be special in some way. He's not the smartest nigga in the group. He's not the strongest nigga in the group. You don't fight good. You gonna be one of the leaders of the Avengers. Like,
hey, yo,
what do you do? What, you cut hair, nigga? Like, what is your job, dude? What are you here for? Captain America is a huge moniker. It's a big title. And he got the shield. I get that, but does the shield make you Cap? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
fine. Furthermore, Kevin, don't you think you and I deserve an opportunity to be Captain America?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to make this all about race. I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
I'm not saying no. This ain't about race. This is just saying, doesn't a regular guy deserve to be Captain America?
No.
Hold up, time out. Before you answer that, remember that Captain America started off as a regular guy. Just remember that.
You can't be Captain America. You could be subordinate America, nigga. Okay. You a regular nigga. You are a regular
America. All right. Well, all right. So what if they gave us the original Captain America? Look, we're a little different. For me, it's about race. It's about inclusion. It's about making sure that my place is cemented, no matter what my shade is. And I mean, if we look down the line of all of the Marvel superheroes that came out mainstream up first, even though it starts with Wesley Snipes, it gets particularly like a pigmented afterwards, and then we're starting to get back into it, mostly thanks to the hype of coming from Miles Morales. Let's keep it real. Like, he is underground on the low ski from the comic book realm. He is, and now on the theaters because of Into the Spider-Verse leading. I believe he is still holding it down because Spider-Man was about to fall off. But anyway, what if instead of them giving us this Captain America with Anthony Mackie, who seems to be your favorite, what if they gave us Isaiah Bradley, right? What if they gave us the Isaiah Bradley story, who did have super serum, who was tested against his will, right? I think is this what that is? I don't know if this is that story right going on.
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God, I didn't even do this on purpose, but it's going side by side. What if they gave us that story where there hasn't even been? I mean, this is happening around the same time because remember, Captain America, we came from the 50s and the 60s, you know what I'm saying? So it's not it's a completely different timeline. But instead of them focusing on his role as Captain America, they focused on Isaiah Bradley's the experiment that led to him getting superpowers, becoming a super soldier, but then locking him up in contrast as a result of his powers, whereas they he could do this.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, I'd love to see. I would honestly, an ideal Captain America movie for me with Anthony Mackie would be a half of it set back in that time period, and they're going through his whole story, with the younger dude playing Isaiah Bradley, and then and how that is affecting New Age Captain America and the trials that he's still maybe having to deal with, and we see a mirroring things haven't changed all that much in 50 years. That would be a really great story, and I think it will open a lot of people's eyes to racism in America.
That might be what you get in the Captain America. Falcon and Winter Soldier, or however they just move forward.
Captain
Maybe
America.
they just change that to Captain America, Winter Soldier moving forward. But the series on Disney Plus is exactly how you roll that out.
Yeah.
You roll that out. You then also roll out the fact that Isaiah Bradley has a nephew, or is it grandson or nephew?
Isaiah Bradley's grandson.
Which turns out to be Patriot.
And he ends up being the Patriot. Yeah. Let's see.
So
they got too many of these American dudes. They got Iron Patriot, we got regular Patriot, we got Captain America. Nah, what's the dude with the ears? He looked like the dude from Up, and he was also a Captain America.
Are you sure you're talking? It sounds like you're talking about SpongeBob. I think you're talking.
No, he looked like the nigga from Up. The helmet had his ears all twisted up. He was crazy. He was crazy in that mask. What is his name?
I don't know.
He's the dude he was Captain America in the beginning of Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
He was Captain America in the beginning of. Oh, you talking about not we call him No Lip Cap.
Yeah, he went crazy and lost it.
Yeah, U.S. agent.
U.S. agent.
Yeah, we got too many of these U.S. people. Like, a lot.
That I will agree with you on, my friend. All right, so what say y'all about this one right here? Did y'all say yes? I think you said no because of Chris Pratt, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's not. Guardians is really my cup of tea.
Now, when I heard you say that, Kevin, I wanted to jump in and say I'm gonna give you something that may give you a
great value
and bring value to this movie. This will be the introduction of Adam Warlock.
Oh yeah. No, I'm hella excited about that. But the problem I have with Guardians, the problem I have with Marvel in general, and I know that I complain about other people having this problem. Some payoffs are so far down the line that it's like I don't even Guardians was like 5 years ago. Guardians 2 was mad long ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so long before we got that Adam Warlock payoff. At the end of Thor: Love and Thunder, they teased Hercules. I'm like, I'm not gonna see that nigga for 10 more years. Like bring these niggas up just for me to forget about them.
The raccoon. I got a little cold on Guardians after part 2. It was cool to see Ethos. Ethos is the name, right? The planet. It was cool to see Ethos come on screen. But the family aspect of it, the making old boy like the daddy he never had, and it kind of, I was kind of like, all right, he kind of put the dude in his captivity. You know what I'm saying? This is some Stockholm shit. Like, I don't know about this whole love story.
Getting beauty and the beast from this.
But other than that, I'm in it for as I think it's Nolly saying in the comments. No, it's not Nolly. Who is that? It's Drunk. Somebody called Drunk. I like Rocket. I like Groot. I'm curious to see what they do with Gamora's character. I see they didn't include Gamora in the Doctor Strange movie, which I thought was the Thor movie, which I thought was a little telling, because remember Gamora did come over from the other timeline and she did help get rid of Thanos the second time around in Endgame. She had already been sacrificed for the Soul Stone in Infinity War. Damn,
but would it make sense for her to stay in that timeline? Wouldn't she just go back to her?
Where else would she have to go? Where else? She killed her sister. She killed her father. What did she go back home for? I mean, I guess so. I guess you're right. Plus, she didn't even know Star-Lord in this one. You're right.
I don't know. The Guardians also run me the wrong way, because how y'all got green characters and pink characters, but y'all don't got no black people in there? I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't know. Yeah, there ain't no black people in the galaxy. They don't got not one. How y'all the Guardians and y'all ain't protecting niggas? Like, what is going on out here? I don't like that at all.
That's a good quote. I think I have to use that one. I got a blue person, a pink person, but you ain't got no black person.
I think Adam Warlock, the
Is a
introduction
nigga?
of Adam Warlock to the MCU is going to be huge. Adam Warlock is a very significant Marvel superhero. He's very powerful. So it is definitely going to be nice to see how they move forward with his story um, once they bring him in. Because you're right, it's been a long time. Like they teased him. What was that at the end of what? Which one was it that they looked? You know, they had him in the
Uh,
chamber and you knew that was Adam Warlock
I,
then.
I want to say it
Guardians
was.
2.
Oh, that was
That's,
Guardians 2?
that's the post-credit
I
scene of
think so.
Guardians 2.
Oh, that was post credit. Okay, so yeah, so you already knew it was coming, man. So
Because they
it's
had
about
pissed
now.
off his people at the beginning of the movie. They took the batteries or something out of it, and
Yeah,
they were like, "Nah, we don't play that shit." And they were okay
yeah,
on
we're gonna make
Adam
them
Warlock.
pay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. What about now, Ty? You seem really excited about this.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Why?
Absolutely.
Why so excited?
I mean, I've said this before, and I stand on it. After we lost um Iron Man, Mr. Robert Downey Jr., and then lost Chadwick Boseman, um, it was pretty it was pretty like gray and a little hazy as to who was going to lead Marvel into the next phase, right? Well, when we started getting the Marvel series on Disney Plus, because we hadn't gotten anything from Marvel because due to COVID for a while, um, one of those series actually jumped out above all the other series, and I think it was a pretty popular
Hmm.
consensus amongst all viewers that Loki was that series. I said it before the series even came out that I thought this would be the most popular, most dominant series for all of Marvel way before. And you remember that as soon as we found out about it, I said it, and I stand on that, man, because Loki has the charisma, he has the acting, he has everything that people like and love to hate and hate to love. That's Loki. He's funny. He gives you everything you want. And if you want to push forward, right now he has the most star power. And I'm just saying that for
Let,
what
me-
it
let
is.
me let me give you a different perspective. Loki has to go, and he has to go soon. And dare I say, Loki should not. He has to phase out, and it might have to phase out along with the multiverse because he is a stab in the face to those who want to believe in the minimal amount of credibility you have left in it in movies that involve so much fantasy, because he will not be killed, and he somehow manages to keep coming back, which spits in the face of all realities, so that if Loki is around, nobody's really dead. You know what I'm saying? Like Loki was one of the first ones to go, and he has his own. He's on season 2 now of
Yeah,
his
I'm okay
show.
with that. I'm okay with that because that's become kind of his shtick now. That's kind of his thing. Like, I die, we acknowledge it. The MCU knows, yo, Thor 2, Thor 1, Infinity War. He keeps dying. So as long as they, um, I guess, bring attention to that, then that he could keep dying. And now it's like, all right, we know he's gonna come back, but how? It's interesting to see how he comes back and where he's at with it. And he's one of the characters that has the most character development, I feel like, in Marvel.
Say it again,
Marvel, I
man.
think we all agree that Marvel's got a problem with villains. And the one thing that I hate about the MCU is that they kill off most of their villains after one movie. They'll do a standalone movie with them. And these are characters that are pivotal in the comic books. They're around, they're like the arch nemesis of a superhero. And then Red Skull, we never see him again until it's Infinity War time. Loki, I
Yeah,
like the fact that he does stay. He is constantly a thorn in Thor's side and shit. And I think that we need to see more reoccurring villains like that, like Loki, come back.
I think we have them. I think Vincent D'Onofrio playing
D'Onofrio.
Kingpin. D'Onofrio,
D'Onofrio. Vincent
whatever the
D'Onofrio.
fuck.
Hmm.
Yeah, my man, he's holding that Kingpin down for 3 different shows. You know,
Yeah.
he's doing it for like Daredevil. He's doing it for uh,
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to be doing it, I think, on screen pretty soon for one of these shows because I frankly think that he's going to make an appearance because we're going to see Daredevil in one of these shows that I'm going to show you. But let's go on to another show real quick or another.
Yo. There. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
All right, if it comes to you, let me know. I mean, did you lose it or?
I was just saying, man. With Loki, even the directors agree with us that they'll find a way to continue his saga because one of the things you said initially was, the fact that he keeps dying in all of these times. So what they did was they put him outside the realm of time.
Oh shit!
Right out. They put his ass right outside the realm of time. There is no time. There's no time where they exist. There's no time where they exist.
Right.
What you gonna do now?
You 100% right.
Yeah. So and the multiverse is still cracking and it's still opening more branches. So as long as those branches, and this also speaks to him being the master illusionist. Like all of these things are to amp up who he is, man. And like I said, man, if they're smart, they will continue to piggyback off his success because this dude has everything that you look for in an actor, and this is what you get.
I just want the costume to come back. I hated that they had him in a suit and tie in the whole first season. Like, I didn't understand what the relevance of that was. Like, give this dude his Asgardian.
He's an employee, bro. He's not,
I don't like that.
He's not. He didn't start off voluntarily working for the TVA because he just felt like it. Plus, I mean, they all wear suits. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's a part of his uniform.
Bad costume design by the creators of the show. Then I didn't like that. Give him some Asgardian, some wardrobe or something. I don't know. Not a fan. Or give him the horns. Yeah, give him that or something. They just had this thing looking like he was clocking in for a shift at Bank of America. I didn't like that.
Well, look, you're funny, yo. But basically, it was just speaking to which version of Loki you get. So these are like that version of Loki who you are talking about, the one that's totally garbed. That would be Loki, the god of. You know what I'm saying? This version of Loki is just Loki, Odin's son.
Yeah, they did have vision variants.
You know what I mean? Like he's just this is the dumbed down version of what you're getting because remember right now he's
Laufey's son.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, we got to give Laffy his prop. Yeah. That's really his seed. But at the end of the day, it's just showing the conflicted nature of what Loki is going through right now. Loki is not determined whether he's a villain or if he wants to be good. Like at moments he really wants to be good, and then there's moments he's like, I still want to take over the world. Oh, like I want to be the most powerful. Right. So there's a conflict going on inside of Loki, and we're just seeing it manifest, and that's what makes that show so good. It's just watching it develop.
Mm-hmm.
So here's an upcoming project that I was speaking about that involves Kingpin. Yeah, I forgot to show it earlier, but Echo is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask y'all because I'm gonna assume that since we don't really know, I'm not gonna lie and said I read Echo's comic. I did not. I'm not very familiar with how significant she is in the timeline, so I'm not as much looking forward to the show as I am to seeing, whether it's going to be. I mean, I don't know. Am I tripping? I'm not enthused. I'm ready for it, but I'm not excited about it because it's not with a character that I have any interest in. Now, I understand there may be some differences in her makeup and everything like that could contribute to the interest in her character. I think she can't hear as well or something like that. So a lot of her power comes from being able to feel, sense vibrations and shit. So I'm here for that, but
it's like a B-list Daredevil. I don't like.
She also is amputee, and there's things about it that make it more interesting.
Did you like her in Hawkeye?
I did like her in Hawkeye. I did. I frankly did. I thought she was interesting. I like she could fight. I don't know. I think she is a legit amputee. I don't know if her character, if the young lady, I should look that up and I should know that information. I wish we had somebody.
Say what really would excite me more for Echo is who they plan on pairing her with. There is no way they plan on just sending her out there to the sharks on her own, and this is just her theory. So I want to know are we going to see Daredevil? Are we going to
Of course.
see a lot of? Are we going to see a lot of? Okay, so if we're going to see those people, that's what excites me for that. There's no way that I've seen Charlie and Kingpin in the series that I saw them in, and there's no way that they're not gonna do great in this as well. I would like to see the violence. The violence is what I would like to see. I'm
Of course.
scared. I mean, of course, because with that series, that's when they did it on Netflix. They were pretty open with the violence, and it made it kind of really made it a much better series. But we're on Disney Plus now,
Correct.
so
that's the concern, right?
yeah, and that's the part that I'm like, yeah, they did give us codes, parental codes, to make sure that the kids can't watch that stuff. So is that also a way of saying, hey, we're gonna start stepping into this violence thing a little?
They just put Deadpool on Disney Plus, so I think that they might be leaning into it. Deadpool was never a part of Disney Plus before, and that movie is rated R. So I think that might be the first rated R movie that they put, or I might be confused, but it's one of the first movies. So,
well, you heard it here first from Kevin, and now that he just said that, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 thumbs up for excitement for this. Now that that's being said, if the violence is there, you giving me D'Onofrio, you giving me Cox, pause.
Hey yo, yo,
pause. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. But that's it. That's I'm with it.
Okay, so I'm here for that. Here's one that all right. What y'all? How is y'all?
Before y'all give an opinion about it, I just want to get some clarification. I was under the impression that Secret Wars is going to be the Kree and the Skrull.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so we're on the same page there, because I remember I heard you say something about Galactus and Silver Surfer. You think that they might unveil them in this movie?
Well, just in the sense that Silver Surfer is also a galactic being, right? And I mean, Krull and the Screed, this in the comics, this isn't something that always happens on Earth. You know what I'm saying? So I would just assume that I would hope, but I don't know. I have no inside information or anything like that.
Since I don't know the timeline, which is supposed to come out first, the Fantastic Four movie or the Secret Invasion movie?
Secret Invasion is coming out first, I believe.
Now, listen, I don't. Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
I was just gonna say, if that is the case and Secret Invasion is coming out before Fantastic Four, I'm in total agreement. It is very likely that you get Silver Surfer and Galactus in the Secret Invasion movie, for sure. Because now that I know that Doom is possibly going to be in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, then that totally X's out him entering in Fantastic Four. So he's already going to be in the MCU.
Whoa. All right. Well, we've known that. Here's a secret invasion trailer right quick.
Oh, where they got a trailer for it already?
Can you get us down to the
I don't know if this fan made or not. I just pulled it up.
We have to warn the world.
It's definitely fan made.
Yeah.
Hella fan made.
All right, my apologies for your time there. I just pulled up. It just proves why you don't believe what you see on the internet. I got excited. They all it takes is words. First look. Secret Invasion. I would like to. I like the Norrin Rad character.
I love Silver Surfer.
I think Norrin Rad is black, or he's definitely wasn't. There's clear depictions of him in the comics of his different. He was a darker guy. I mean, he wasn't
like a futuristic race.
Yeah. But he had a white girlfriend. No, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. But my point is there was a distinct color difference. I don't know if I can pull it up, but then Norrin Rad, he turns into Galactus turns him into Silver Surfer, And I just fair to think that Marvel is smart enough to not to play the Galactus card, because after that, there's really nowhere. There's no what can you really do beyond Galactus? Like for real, that would be like the last. That's the ultimate villain. This dude just doesn't even come to the planet. He just eats the world, and just sends people out.
We were introduced to Celestials basic in Eternals. So they're right. They exist now. And at the end of that, you know what I'm saying? Like you see, it wasn't Galactus, but you see that there are Celestials.
Yeah. This is true.
That are in play. So that's why I said with Secret Invasion, it makes sense to introduce Silver Surfer, and not just for the whole Galactus storyline, because remember, with Silver Surfer had interactions with the X-Men. Silver Surfer had interactions with the Fantastic Four. Like, you have the ability to branch this being into storylines outside of just Galactus. Galactus can always lurk in the background. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to use Galactus as the thing. You can just send Silver Surfer out, and we kind of just engage with Silver Surfer before there's any mention of Galactus whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
I really like Lawrence Fishburne's portrayal of Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four movie. That movie was mid, I agree, and Galactus, they turned him into a cloud that was trash. But I really, really enjoyed Silver Surfer, dog. I thought he was good. He was interesting.
Yes.
The scene where he raced Human Torch and whooped his ass. Oh my God, that was such a compelling scene the first time I seen that. Grabbed that boy by his neck.
It just went right through his board. Every time I realize that whenever I do this is when I start losing. It's because I got too much stuff going on. Anyway, but yeah, man, Silver Surfer, I'm here for. I'm hoping that the Secret Invasion. I'm gonna guess just off a hunch, just off of what I'm believing. Secret Invasion isn't going to even be a Secret War. I think the Secret Invasion is going to be the unveiling of the Skrull, right on planet Earth, and the unveiling of how they've been here for so long, and there's going to be the differences of opinion of those that are here versus those, they want to off everybody, the power struggle. We're better than them. They'll probably be the president and a lot of people that we, it'll be like, oh shit, these people have been here this whole time. That's what the Secret Invasion is going to be, and a really bad one of them. And I don't know who the villain is, but I'm here for a movie with Samuel L. Jackson as the main character. I'm here for it.
We better get it. We better get as much we can get out of Sam. Sam's about 157 years old. But
this guy's saying it's so accurate.
We know that we're going to get Secret Wars in Phase 6. See, Secret Wars is actually the last Avengers movie. Yeah, we're getting two. We're getting two Avenger movies back to back. We're getting Avengers. Kang. What is the Kang Wars?
Kang Dynasty.
The
Kang Dynasty, and then right after that, we're getting Avengers Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, man,
and that will be the end of Phase 6.
Okay. What say y'all about this project? We thumbs up on this. We looking forward to it.
I'm thumbing it up because I love Mahershala.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
His shoes are going to be too big for him to fill, and that is no discredit to Mahershala. I think he's a marvelous actor, even a better director, if you ask me. But Wesley's a classic, man.
But that was so long ago. There's a whole generation of people that don't even know about that, and I mean, bro, how many times have we rebooted Batman? We can't reboot Blade. Like, we've had some iconic people play Batman. If Michael Keaton knocked it out of the park and no one else was allowed to do it, we would have never gotten Christian Bale.
Well, truth be told, they did reboot Blade in series. And they were
they've had Blade.
They did a very bad show starring Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, Sticky Fingers was Blade at one point.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
us who know, we know. Yeah, so they played around with Blade.
I had no idea.
A few, exactly. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But they played around with it. I know what you're saying, and a lot of times you're you know, a lot of people are going to be right in those regards. But I think there's with this one, meaning this one had a little bit more significance behind it. This was the first black superhero that was actually good. Like, remember, we were getting a lot of Blank Mans and Meteor Mans
Yeah.
and decent, but nothing that we could really be like, oh, like our kids are out there, like, I want a Meteor Man. So nah, they weren't.
Mm-mm.
But Blade came in cool. He came in with an attitude of not really caring, you know what I'm saying, doing what he came to do. And he possessed powers, which was all like, and his powers made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like this dude came in with a genre that was already booming. The horror genre was what this Marvel genre is today. Back
Yeah.
then, like horror movies were killing the game. There was like a 3 or 4 horror movies out every week. On it, and that was what we were dealing with. That was where everybody was watching, whether it was werewolf, vampire, whatever. Pick your poison, whatever you like. And they hit him with he's a vampire, he's half human, you know, he's out here killing vampires, doing the right thing, and he's cool with it. He's getting the lady, you know, everything was right about this, man. So for me, I think it just meant something different for us, the kids in that in the inner cities, the kids that didn't have that hero to identify with. And that's why I think it means a little bit more, man. I don't want to see anybody going and remaking Michael Jackson album. So that's why I'm giving him
Yeah,
close.
but Michael Jackson's an artist. This is a movie. This is a fictional character.
Right,
Michael Jackson's a
right.
real person. It's
Right.
like it's a little bit different, I feel like.
No, you're right.
And I'm saying that because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Nah, you're right.
I got triggered when anybody. I was like, no, nobody better not remake Michael.
I had to double check to make sure. But yeah, the only setback about the Blade movie, unfortunately, and that the same gravitas that say Black Panther gets, right, is that it was rated R. It came out, it was a rated R movie, which meant it's not going to get into every household. Because, for instance, I didn't see Blade like, you know, right when it came out. Like I had to sneak and see, you know, like I wouldn't have to sneak and see it. I think this was 1998, but if it was, I probably had, and I can imagine some other kids, you know, couldn't just celebrate it as much because it was a violent movie about vampires, whereas Black Panther is like African, you know, heritage, you know what I'm saying, you know, good guy, you know, smart, went, you know. It's a dark hero, which we're not accustomed to. You know, some people might even at the time be like, God damn, can't we just get a real, you know? So it wasn't celebrated at the time because of how dark of a character it was, I think. But it was celebrated enough to get a trilogy. Like most folks don't know that we were given, Ryan Reynolds made his Marvel debut in Blade 3, you know what I'm saying? Along with Jessica Biel, alongside Wesley Snipes, where the main villain was Dracula. So I think that Blade, I still call the father of Marvel cinema because that was the very first movie to pop off for Marvel that did the numbers it did, and it was a black man that. And I know Ty sometimes like the downplay, like, oh well, you know, vampires was in at the time, so you know
it's not a downplay. It's just it's not really a downplay. It's just something that people wouldn't know, like unless you were back then. The genre. The horror genre was then what this superhero genre is today. That was like what everybody was on, was the horror shit. Whether, like I said, Interview with a Vampire, werewolf movies, all of that shit was huge. What we just had got out of the thing we was talking about, Robert Pattinson and them, the Twilight and all of that. all of this was popping then. People were loving this. So that's all I'm saying. It's not to like take anything away. It's saying that Marvel was smart enough to take advantage of what was going on at the time, which was the horror genre, and put out one of their heroes who happened to represent that genre. That's all.
Yeah, because I mean, they could have went to Morbius at that time. You know, they could have. That was a character that fit even more within the genre. He was like a Robert, and in the comic, he's a love-struck, scientist. This guy, Morbius.
They need to get Blade in the MCU so he could kill Morbius and Sony, because that shit was trash.
but Morbius isn't in the MCU, so
yeah, they need to figure out how to multiverse skip over to Sony and kill that nigga.
Morbius got a bad rap, man.
Yo, Morbius was bad. That movie was bad.
I think it was good.
Bad.
What was so bad about it?
Y'all liked it? Y'all like Morbius?
I didn't love it.
Y'all like Doctor Who dancing and filming himself in there?
All right, now see, as a Doctor Who fan, yes, it was good to see Matt on screen again, even though he looked a little he looks a little, frail.
See him again.
I'd say
you're about to see him again.
My other big problem with the MCU in these superhero movies in general.
Huh? Yeah, he's the no, it's not Rings of Power. He's in the House of Dragon. He's the one of the leads in the House of Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn,
so he is way past his prime, man. Let me not say that, but man, he looks emaciated compared to like how he did in his 2 seasons of Doctor Who. But anyway, go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
My problem with these superhero movies, especially in an origin film, and a lot of these movies, it just happens to be the same superpower going against the same superpower in the end, the clash. All of these movies, like Venom, it's a symbiote fighting a symbiote at the end. Morbius, vampire fighting vampire. The same skill set. We have no idea to tell the power differential.
Right.
And they just keep doing this in movies. And it's the same formula. We're either going to get a big blue beam from the sky, or 2 people with a similar fighting skill set are going to fight each other at the end of the movie. And it's boring and it's like lazy.
That is true. That is something that I think I had never thought of, but that is a good point. And I mean, but you basically just described only Sony movies, though, if you think about it.
So many Marvel movies, they follow the same formula. Like they will origin a character the fuck up, build him up the whole movie, and then his villain is going through whatever the opposite processes of that, but he also has the same power, and then the hero just overcomes at the end. But they both have the same exact skill set. They both do the same exact thing.
But see, the difference I think in Marvel and Sony is Marvel leaves the door cracked open. That's the difference. Like like at the end of Shang-Chi, you're exactly what you described happened. And then what did they do? Crack the door open by bringing in Wong and telling them, "Hey, we need you," and come on.
They need to stop bringing Wong into everything. I'm tired of seeing Wong in everything.
Hey, Wong is that dude.
We will not tolerate disrespect towards Wong.
Benedict Wong, that nigga,
first of all,
we're the Ultimate Adventure Pass and everything.
Wong. First of all, we're disrespecting.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, thank you. That say what?
I thought that was gonna be a cheap throwaway joke. I thought they were gonna square that up by the end of a movie. No, this nigga is still the Sorcerer Supreme. This nigga been the Sorcerer Supreme for 30 years. Like, yo. Y'all disrespecting that. Yo, they disrespect Doctor Strange so much. Yo, in the comic books, first of all, in the comic books, Doctor Strange looks Mexican. I don't know why we have this Benedict.
No, he looks like Benedictine looks like him, man.
I guess.
Are we looking forward to this one right here?
I don't know enough about it.
Oh my God. All right. Well, they're okay. All right. Well, let me put y'all up on Thunderbolts because I personally
he bought the comics and read the whole thing. Now go. So thank you. Put us on, please, sir. Educate us.
Okay. All right. Yes, Ty is actually right. I wasn't always a fan of Thunderbolts, but at the last MegaCon, I bought a handful of comics based on the Thunderbolts origins, and I have since become a fan because of the origins of them. Knowing that first of all, their leader is Baron Zemo, and not like Baron Zemo coat walking through doing a dance, but like Baron Zemo with the mask with the powers. You know what I'm saying?
Rival to Captain America, Baron Zemo.
Right. So and he actually fights Captain America. I mean, there's a lot of, because the whole point of here's what the Thunderbolts are, which, like I said, is very Suicide Squad parallel. Okay, these are basically criminals, right? Folks who've been, detained or whatnot, on the most wanted list, who are spoken to during the time of the Civil War, the Marvel Civil War, the Marvel Civil War in the comics, where they were having to register all superheroes. They're hired originally to hunt down the superheroes that was bucking, right? Like, that's their whole purpose. They're bounty hunters for the government, right? With the stipulation of, like, if you fuck up, we fuck you up. And nobody's gonna know about it because it's off the books.
Is anybody else notable on that team besides Baron Zemo?
Not anybody that you'd probably recognize. And just for that sake, I won't really list nobody. Not nobody particularly memorable, but the people that they fight, you do know. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically the good guys. Like, this will be an instance in which I believe they can turn the perspective of a story and make the what we know as the hero into the villain, kind of like they did with Wanda. What's up?
All right, so maybe we don't know who these characters are, but could you give me some ideas, maybe some backstory on their powers? Do they do anything exceptional that we should be aware of, that maybe raise my excitement level a little bit for these guys? Because I know what Baron Zemo does.
Baron,
are we? And I mean, Baron. Yeah. So Baron Zemo. So which version are we getting of him? By the way, also.
Like I said, he's fully. Go ahead.
Are we getting the version we saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier, or are we getting the souped up version?
Well, if he is to be the leader of the Thunderbolts, I would only have to assume that he would be in his full suited up form, because his suit gives him powers, right? And with the suit, he's able to control kinetic. He has kinetic power control. Like, he can move shit. He also has mind control powers. He has a lot
already more souped up than Anthony Mackie. I hate it. Wow.
All right, and like but he starts to get into some internal struggle, where should he do what is right? Should he do what he wants to do? Blah, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? As for the people on his team, like, there's a whole host of folks. I know some of them. A lot of them they use a lot of weapons. All right, you know what I'm saying, which isn't really exciting. But some of them have stuff like it's not, none of them, nobody has like impressive powers that's gonna be like, oh shit. But like, like one of the young girls is like a shapeshifter. There's a scroll, I believe, that actually is one of the ones on the team. There's a couple others. Honestly, what got me intrigued is like their ability to beat up the Avengers. Like, these folks come one-on-one with some of the heroes that we all this time have been rooting on, and through logic and through teamwork are able to disband them. And I'm wondering if they're going to show shit like that on the show or on the movie. But I think it's going to open up a different line of characters. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Suicide Squad ended up with Peacemaker. Like, I think when you introduce the Thunderbolts, it's gonna, because the storyline is completely different other than anything they've done on Marvel, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's a complete anti-hero without the humoristic aspect of Deadpool. It's a complete anti-hero band of characters.
I like Baron Zemo. I like this character. I like the guy that they got playing him. So
I like him sometimes. I just feel like Baron Zemo is a badass in the comics, and this nigga was whooping Captain America's ass, and this dude is like, he can't fight. You can't fight at all. So like, maybe he'll be the perfect foil for Anthony Mackie, because neither of them could fight.
Let's see.
We've made a few videos about this possibility in the past. We're very excited, and I bet you are too. We're going to explain who the Thunderbolts are, who's on the team, and who should be on the team. The movie will be directed by Jack Schreier. He did that Robot and Frank movie. Now, this follows Marvel's pattern of hiring indie directors to direct their big budget movies. This is because you don't need a lot of experience in action filmmaking to direct a Marvel movie. A lot of their action sequences are mapped out with their pre-viz process before they even have a screenplay, but they still need a human being to tell the other human beings how to make feelings on screen. The Thunderbolts is a group that is unlike anything else we have seen in the MCU up to this point. People keep saying they're the Marvel Suicide Squad, but that's not exactly true. See, the Thunderbolts first began during this 90s story called Heroes Reborn. Basically, all the heavies like the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, they were all sucked into another dimension, so everyone in the Marvel Universe thought they were dead. So a new team called the Thunderbolts showed up and started picking up the slack for the missing Avengers. Now, the public gradually accepted this new super team, but it turned out that they were actually a team of villains in disguise led by Baron Zemo. Now, I don't think the movie's going to have this kind of twist because, well, I mean, we already know the twist. But there have been many other iterations of the team over the years. At one point, Norman Osborn became director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he formed his own Thunderbolts team to act as a kind of Suicide Squad-like team of villains who did the dirty work that the heroes wouldn't touch. Now, during this time, Osborn was basically put in charge of all the government superheroes in an event called Dark Reign. Basically, after Civil War, Tony was put in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then he failed to stop a Skrull invasion, so the government put a former villain in control. And actually, given current events, that no longer seems unlikely in the real world. Dark Reign also gave us the Dark Avengers. This was another team of villains and anti-heroes disguised as good guys who were anointed publicly as the Avengers. So I think we're going to see an amalgam of these two teams in this movie. The events are very similar. After Endgame, the core of the Avengers is broken. Tony and Natasha dead, Stephen Clint retired, Thor's off finding himself, and Banner is doing consulting work. Wanda's a villain now, Vision is White Vision somewhere, and War Machine is just waiting around for Kevin Feige to call him. So we don't have right now an official Avengers team or even an official Avengers headquarters. Just this random dude. Who the hell is this guy anyways? So with the Avengers gone, this is a perfect opportunity for Thunderbolt Ross to step in and flex his muscles. Ross first entered the MCU in The Incredible Hulk, where he was hunting Bruce Banner because he wanted to use his blood to create an army of Hulks.
As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
You'll remember that in that movie, he used a lesser version of the serum to give powers to Emil Blonsky. Not a great plan. Ross keeps popping up in the MCU, attempting to control the heroes. He spearheaded the Sokovia Accords, he hunted Natasha, and he made the Avengers report directly to him in Infinity War. This is a guy who has always wanted his own team of heroes, and now he finally has his chance. Now, I should mention that the actor who plays Ross, William Hurt, recently passed away. Personally, I'm in favor of recasting almost any role in these movies because the characters should live on forever. Maybe Sam Elliott would reprise his role, or Brian Cox from Succession. He'd be a great Thunderbolt Ross. Or maybe the team could just be named the Thunderbolts in his honor if the character died in the movies. I mean, we know that he has a bad ticker, am I right?
5 years ago, I had a heart attack.
It also seems very likely that Ross's chief agent is going to be the former spy Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Now, we've seen her pop up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow and kind of off-screen in Hawkeye. All we know about her is that she seems to have some security clearance and she hires out Yelena for assassin work. She's also not above bending the truth as she lies to Yelena about her target.
Maybe you'd like a shot at the man responsible for your sister's death.
Now, Val is going around the MCU, picking up all the cast-offs who don't quite...
All right, well, you get some of the point, right? I mean, so the version that I read is the version where they're not the they're hunting down the people who have the any of the Avengers or any of the people who have superhero powers or whatever from being able to exist without registering themselves if they live in the United States. So that's a different storyline for Marvel. You know, Marvel, even with the villainry, somehow is the hero, but these are heroes in disguise. You can kind of already smell the turn of events at the end of them. All right, let's do the right thing, but we're still evil type Loki type shit. But I'm feeling like the more anti-heroes, the better, because the hero shit, I hate to say, it's probably going to start wearing its course because it's going to start being fatigue for some of this stuff as we go further. They got to go a little darker, in my opinion, to keep us on.
I don't know how far they're willing to go with old Disney. I mean, I see him doing the little parental joint and saying, hey, we're willing to dive into rated R. But when they get the Punisher and stuff like that. That we have a little bit more extreme violence, gun violence, all of that kind of stuff, especially in the height of what's going on in our society. It'll be interesting to see which way they go with it, man. But you're right. I would like to see. I think we're as a society we're getting more desensitized to violence, and you see younger audiences watching violent stuff and being able to digest it. So, um,
Sorry. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Well, yeah. Let me do a couple more, man, and let's get out of here, bro.
all right.
I didn't bring this one up earlier because I didn't see anybody being hot on it, but what say y'all about Ant-Man, Quantumania? How we feeling about that? We thumbs up, we thumbs down, we looking forward to it, we meh.
They all, but I feel like the MCU knows that Ant-Man is not the most popular hero, so I think they always throw important factors into his stories in order to keep people like, because you have to watch that movie to get what's going on in the next one. Like at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp, that set up Endgame, you know, like him coming back and stuff like that. So Quantum Mania, that sounds like that's gonna be something huge for the MCU.
Well, yeah, because Kang is the villain.
Oh yeah, they've already confirmed that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty certain that I think he's even on like on the cover of the. I think he's like on the poster. Yeah,
trailer for it.
I don't think
I hope he whoops his ass. I hope Kang whoops his ass, and I would like to see a Marvel movie besides Infinity War where the hero loses at the end. That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think that that's far fetched. I think that if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna at least be in the movie and be pulling the string somehow. You know how Thanos was in like multiple movies and shit.
Yeah.
He would show up at the end credits and all right, so I guess we Luke on that one. I didn't seem to get a reaction from y'all. Oh yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I don't think he gets his fair shake. I think all of the Ant-Man movies were funny. They were entertaining. Scott brings a level of comedy to his whole role as Ant-Man. I think this is not going to be any different. And I think I agree with you, Kevin. This is it's about what it's gonna bring to the forefront because you're not going to be able to connect things if you don't watch this movie. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to have something really, you're going to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely going to be something that people are going to be like, oh, yo. So I think it's going to be fairly good. I mean, it has a pretty good cast too. By the way,
sweet.
Yeah,
got Douglas in there.
Yeah. What about this one? Y'all didn't seem to.
I didn't know that this was coming. I'm hella excited for this. These are 4 or 5 of my favorite characters in the MCU right now.
Well, if I could be honest, I can't confirm the 2 on the back. I know the ones in the front. I don't know if Nova. I don't know if I've heard the Falcon. I mean, the Valkyrie's going to be in it, but I don't have. That's not a legit flyer. It's just something I pulled up off the internet.
Yeah,
but it will be Photon and Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel, and I think that it's going to be heavy focus on Photon, Monica Rambeau's character, if that's what she ends up being that they also had her mom in Doctor Strange, as one of the Illuminati. Like her character is continuous. So I think she's going to be the star of the movie. I think I hope they pass the torch to her or something, and that's why I'm looking forward to seeing more Monica Rambeau because she bad as fuck.
I hope
that Captain Marvel got her ass whooped in Multiverse of Madness. They all did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. They all did. Yeah,
bust that ass.
Version.
But I still don't understand why she didn't kill Thanos. I'm still trying to understand that. Like Captain Marvel had one job, and yet and still Iron Man had to die. but Captain Marvel showed up. Like that was supposed to be it. Like he paged her. Anyway, let me leave that alone.
As far as I saw, so she got hit with a something she didn't see. So I mean,
Yeah.
getting it done. So
All right, well.
like it was just there for show.
Looking very forward to this, man. I want to see Riri in action. There has been unfortunate male chauvinist, riddles about whether or not the character who's playing Riri is the correct selection for character for Riri. I for one am not one of those people based on her appearance, rather her age. I've always pictured Riri a little younger. All right. When she did what's her name again? She was in that. She was in
a lot of movies. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so far. I think she was in Project Power with Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, I got her Google image. Yeah, I see her. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So she is gonna reprise that role, and I'm a little nervous about it, because this will be, as we know it, the first TV show on Disney Plus based on a black family. All right, predominantly, solely. All right, not
got the Proud Family.
Is that on Disney? Okay, my bad. Well,
yeah, it's on Disney.
All right, that's my bad. Excuse me. Well, in the Marvel sector, it was a lot of criticism of Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Some say because of, they say it was too woke and shit like that. Even though they didn't come across that way to me.
No,
woke sometimes is substitute for me having to watch something that I'm not familiar with and feel uncomfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular instance, Riri is smart as fuck. She can hold her own, is able to build her own Iron Man equipment, and therefore is given the mantle of Iron Man at some point. But it's through a long journey. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm a little nervous because if I know Disney is going to be 6 episodes, right? And this character is going to require some extreme, extensive development. Careful. And I'm nervous.
Yeah, because with a 6-episode series, they're gonna have 4 of it be backstory of
Right.
her putting the suit together and going through family problems, and then in the last episode, she's gonna get the suit, and that's because Marvel trying to save money and don't want to put out the Iron Man special effects. So I'm gonna watch a 5-episode series for her to be Iron Man for 20 minutes.
I'll take it. That's the last one I had up here, man. We good, man. I think I got rid of. I think I've medicated away my enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can see your energy on screen. It's just evaporating as he's talking, y'all.
I'm going to get food.
Yes,
I'm
food.
starving.
My favorite.
I ate right here in front of y'all. I wasn't even playing. Like,
wow. You that's. Let me go do what y'all doing. Hey man. Hey, good to see y'all. It's good to be back in the States. It's to an extent, and it's good to speak with y'all on this shit. We'll do some more of this shit later. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the Oculus.
Hey, welcome home, brother. Ty, as always, it's always good seeing you, bro.
Take care. You as well, family.
Always.
All right, take care, y'all. For sure. All right, man. Easier.